The bell that remembers names. Autumn always came earlier to Verbici than to the neighboring villages. Leaves darkened while still green, and fog sometimes lingered for weeks, never lifting even during the day. The elders said the land here was oversaturated with memory. Marco returned to Verbici after 10 years in the city, not out of nostalgia, but because of an inheritance. His grandmother's house stood on the edge of the village, almost touching the old cemetery. On the very first night, he understood the silence here was not ordinary. It listened. On the third night, he woke up at exactly 2:17 a.m. First came the fog at the window, then the cold, and then the bell. One strike, a pause, another, as if someone were counting time. Marco sat up in bed, his heart pounding. He knew there were no bells in the village. The church on the hill had long been abandoned, its roof collapsed, icons taken away back in the 90s. And yet the sound was coming from there. He got dressed without turning on the light. For some reason, it felt as though the light might see him first. Outside, the fog was thick, like cotton. As Marco walked along the road, he noticed something strange. His footsteps left no marks on the ground, as if he wasn't touching it at all. The church appeared suddenly, dark, whole, not ruined. The door stood slightly open, and warm yellow light poured out from inside. It smelled of wax and damp earth. People stood in rows. They did not breathe. They did not blink. Marco recognized them slowly. His neighbor, Olena, who had died last year, the school caretaker, his grandfather. Some looked younger than he remembered. Others looked worn, as if they had lain in the ground for far too long. In the center hung the bell, new, clean, without a rope, and it was moving. "You hear it because it knows your name," a voice said. An old bell ringer sat near the altar. His hands were black, as if burned, but his face was calm. "What is this place?" Marco whispered. "This is the in-between, those who remember and those who are remembered." The bell struck by itself. "Every 30 years the village must lose one," the old man continued, "not through death, through presence. Someone must remain to ring the bell so that others may live and forget." Marco felt a hollow open in his chest. "What if I leave?" The old man smiled. "You already came." All the people turned their heads at once. In their eyes was gratitude and relief. The light went out. In the morning, Verbici woke without fog. For the first time in many years, the church was ruined again. There had never been any bells, but the grandmother's house on the edge of the village stood empty. The neighbors said Marco had left during the night without saying goodbye. Yet sometimes, when autumn comes too early, someone hears a bell exactly at 2:17 a.m., and it seems to rise from inside the earth.